of our member institutions. We're no longer considered the clearinghouse anymore. It's actually changed. We are the Eligibility Center. The clearinghouse used to be in Iowa. It since has transitioned. We took that over some years ago. How many years, Ken, you think? About 6 years ago. We took over the clearinghouse, which was kind of merged with ACT as well, moved from Iowa to Indianapolis, where the national headquarters office is located, and now we are fully integrated with the national association, with the national office. So the Eligibility Center, in a sense, is the clearinghouse. We are now called the Eligibility Center. Get started here with the presentation and what we'll talk about, and just to kind of give you an overview of what the Eligibility Center is. We are basically the front porch of the NCAA, meaning everything starts with the Eligibility Center. Everything after that involves the rest of the association. So we issue two types of certifications. We issue an academic certification and we issue a amateurism certification. Academically, making sure that you meet the current legislation that is in effect, making sure that you meet the new academic requirements. From an amateurism standpoint, we also do processing to make sure that you are within the amateurism legislation. You haven't received impermissible benefits, things of that nature that could potentially jeopardize your certification as it relates to amateurism. So some of our responsibilities, we have generally, to give you an idea about how we work, we will receive over 200,000, we will have over 200,000 student athletes to register with the Eligibility Center. Only less than 100,000 of those will receive a final certification. Now what does that mean? Well, basically, we do not issue final certifications for every student athlete that registers with us. We only certify those that our member institutions tell us to certify. So to take that a step beyond that, you always hear, well, you ask a student, well, who's recruiting you? He'll give you all these names, schools, things of that nature. If that institution has not communicated with the Eligibility Center and put them on an IRL, which is an institutional request list, they officially are not being recruited. We only certify those that the institutions tell us to certify, because as you can imagine, we're not the most, we don't have a huge staff in the Eligibility Center, but to certify 200,000 student athletes each year would be very, very time consuming, as you can imagine. Of those 100,000, roughly 10% end up being a non-qualifier. And if I got deeper into that 10% of why they're not a non-qualifier, a lot of it could probably have been mitigated or taken care of with our guidance counselors or on the high school level, not necessarily just the test score, things like that. That's also some of the importance of us being here today. There are 4 departments. I mentioned academic certification and amateurism certification. We also have a customer service center that fields all of our calls. If you call our 800 number, you have questions, we always have people on staff to take those calls and direct those calls and answer your questions. And then we have a high school review team. The high school review team basically establishes what courses are approved at your schools. So in in Fort Bend ISD, you guys all have approved core course lists with the NCAA. Usually, when new high schools pop up all over the country, as we're seeing quite a bit of, high school review will then do an assessment of those new schools to determine whether or not they meet the academic legislation.